We're here for the dumb stuff we do.
Do I have to wear the hat?
The hat was part of the deal, yes.
And the giant lollipop?
If we review any more terms of the agreement, the studio will kick us out and you'll be sued for fraud.
Jesus, I was just a little wrong, Andy.
A little wrong, James! A little wrong? Let's go ahead and review that statement. Let's really analyze just how wrong you were about... James and I have played many a Tales of entry, and even had the chance to play Tales of Graces F on the PlayStation 3 back in the day. This installment happens to be one of my favorites, due in small part to the story of the bonds that hold us, sever us, and can stitch us back together again, and in large part to the battle system. Also dualizing, that was pretty cool. Each fight was a dance of skill and timing, as the new CC system introduced a new and creative way to execute combos and near infinite healing chances. With no TP, your only limit to healing was time both to cast and gather enough CC which recharges over time. These coalesce into a dynamic experience that delighted and enthralled Tales of fans everywhere. Universally!
Except me. I firmly believe the CC system ruined this and future installments of the Tales of series. It's probably why Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition's battle system was so fantastic. It went back to the much preferred TP system. I don't care if we need TP restoring items to execute infinite combos, I take that over sitting there, waiting while my CC slowly refills.
You'd rather have repetitive button mash combos over the fighting game style directional inputs to use different permutations of attacks?
Very much so. Then you mix in arts you have TP for. You've seen the combo videos people make from other Tales of games.
We're not here for those.
Fine. I would like to state for the record that the fact I'm admitting I was wrong correlates specifically to the remastered version of this game, which had me rethinking a lot of the factors I really dislike about the original. So Graces F fans can enjoy this huge asterisk I'm placing right here.
Factors like?
Also, when beginning a new game, the Great Shop is open from the beginning. You no longer have to beat the game to obtain it. Make the game easier, harder, more fruitful, quicker, whatever, from the beginning. A lot of these points will be directly reflected off of that.
Cool. Points like...
Also, the DLC adding music from other games so it plays different songs for each battle is a godsend.
James, list format, get to it! Factors like...
The battle system!
While the CC system is still a boulder you can't help but trip over every single time the screen shifts to a fight, I admit I had a much fonder experience this time. This is definitely because of the Grade Shop allowing you to have extra CC in battle. No longer do I end my combos with tier 3 arts and have to fucking wait to try again. Guys, I took on Hubert twice and was able to sever his spirit from across the field with Burial Blade several times.
Burial Blade became his best friend. I think they started hanging out a little too much. Hey, want pasta for dinner? That wasn't an answer. That's it! You're gonna learn new combos!
To be clear, Burial Blade is Asbel's neutral tier 4 art. I'm a fan of his up tier 4 art, Dragon Charge, even his right 4 tier, Void Sword. Anything's better than his left 4 tier, Heaven's Wrath. That one's just an animation locking waste of time.
This will mean nothing to any of you, but James committed the names of several attacks and combos to memory.
While I don't enjoy the patience part of the battle system where you just have to stand there and hope your guard isn't broken, I do concede the battle system is excellent. It encourages constant movement of the control stick as you attack. If you want to be flashy, spin it as you play. If you're under an Elith burst time limit, mash that fucking action button like your life depends on it. There are very few characters with bad or useless neutral tier 4 arts.
Yes, beyond committing Asbel's combos to memory, James learned nearly every character, specifically the ones we gravitate toward, Asbel for him, Hubert for me, so we can have their best combos in mind. Look at our little Graces F fan!
There's a reason for this, and it feeds into my next point.
Title acquisition.
I cannot stress this enough. I love getting titles. I love how easy they are to get. I love how many you have at the end of the game. I love the nonsense ones you get for doing mundane tasks. Most of all, I loved getting ones for arts. In the nearly 50 hours I spent playing this game by myself to grind for things, most of that time was spent trying to get titles for the different arts every character has, which led me to learn everyone's combos. There are 2 titles per art in Graces F. An Adept title you get for using an art a pitiful number of times, and a Master title you get for using an art 100 quillion times.
That's a real number, just checked.
To give you some context on how much can be gotten in 50 hours, I have every A art title for Asbel, Hubert, Pascal, and Malik. I left Sophie and Sherry alone because they never left our party anyway, so it was easy to get them their titles while the game controlled them. But I loved Title gathering. It led me to learning the battle system much more intricately. Swirling the control stick while I put together a puzzle of attack permutations and combinations to make sure everyone was mastering the right arts was one of the best parts of my time playing this. I found myself actively enjoying the CC system when I wasn't waiting forever. It became a joy to use. I looked forward to obtaining master titles, even if that required using every art 70 fucktillion times.
That number is in fact not real. Just checked.
It almost became an obsession to me. Every victory screen was followed by furiously searching through each character's title list to see what needed mastering next, how many uses an art needed before its second title was unlocked, and deciding which character I was going to focus on. In fact, I loosely developed a system for acquiring everyone's titles.
He went to the Colosseum and fought his way to the top, where Vague cleaved him in twixt and then fought his way back up.
I did this for about 20 of the 50 hours I spent playing this alone.
Audience, Tales of Grace's F Remastered allows for up to 4 players to fight together. While we don't have 2 others to play with, he and I did play this game on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/gateway2drobit, for a startling number of hours. James has a self-imposed rule about not playing games he delegates as stream games off-stream. He broke his rule. He broke his needless regulation. That's 50 hours he took the game away from me, a fan of the game, and played by himself. He fell to Vague countless times.
Before realizing that system is incredibly inefficient, turning off arts the computer players have mastered so they're forced to use the ones they need titles for, and taking your merry band to the Uncharted sand stretch is a much better way to go about it.
James and I play many games together, and he treasures those memories for whatever reason, but Grace's F's gameplay, battle system, and title mechanics were good enough to cause him to forego his strict on-stream playtime, remove me from the equation, and play by himself.
Which moves me perfectly into my third and final point about why I was wrong about Grace's F.
Importance of a friend.
Tales of Grace's F is a story about bonds and the strength those bonds hold to keep us together when we fall apart, face challenges together, and move forward. But I think this extends further than the story itself, but into the gameplay too. You see, while I spent those hours fighting huge scorpions, I was able to see an incredibly opaque shift in gameplay when one piece was added to my experience. While playing alone, I have to rely on computer players to use their CC correctly, heal me when I need it, and revive me when I get slapped a little too hard by something. They don't always make the right choice. Yes, I played with their strategies, but it never seemed to make a difference. Turning off and on arts and strategizing can only do so much. The other end of the couch gets a little cold when I'm playing with strictly computer-controlled friends. Suddenly, the Uncharted sand stretch was no longer a challenge. A competent, intelligent mind was operating as player 2. Be it Hubert or anyone else besides Sophie and Sharia, our designated healers, adding Andy to this game really enhanced the experience. Yeah, we played it before together, but not to any capacity I remember, without it being burdened by the battle system or how unlikable the story is. Having someone nearby, even with the smallest grasp of how any of the elements in this game work, makes this whole experience so much better. Not that I would ever have played this game alone of my own free will, but I was able to grind for things on my own and with Andy and noticed a fissure in my experience both ways. I was very wrong about Tales of Grace's F. I wholeheartedly admit that. Of course, an asterisk the size of Neptune helps a bit, but I can still admit I was wrong. Even now, I have a hard time not thinking about grinding further in the game to take on the Zone Cage. If they didn't remove Richard from the party for that, which is a very shitty decision, I'd be more apt to. While I didn't care for the story of Grace's, or specifically Asbel's arc, if you can call it that, I do admit to having a lot more fun with this experience than I could ever have with the original. I highly recommend playing Tales of Grace's F Remastered with a friend, or brother, or trusted confidant if you have the chance, because the differences in gameplay are staggering.
While James and I continue to forget we're recording a video, what game can you admit you were wrong about? What game was it? Did you enjoy Tales of Grace's F? Why does Hubert get the best arc and Sharia the worst? Let us know in the comments and follow us for more opportunities to show James why he's wrong! I like doing it.